Well, folks, today's plan is to do a little more work on this pinball machine. I would like to build a back glass that holds our screen, speakers, all that jazz, sitting on top of our new table here. So, I do have some measurements, but I think I'm going to do more of a custom thing. I think I'm going to stick about this size. Won't be much bigger than it. I got to get that screen down. I got a 32-inch TV screen, so I'm taking that down. And then I have a 14-inch monitor here, to which my plan is to have that on the bottom instead of this. This is like a different screen. It's a little wider. It's kind of weird, but it was what I got at the time. So I'm gonna put a proper screen, and then we'll probably stick some, I think they're 5 1/4-inch speakers are probably gonna go on each side. That's kind of the plan. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna get started here. First thing we're gonna do is I got another sheet of the 3/4-inch. So I don't even know why I have such a big sheet, because I need very little left to do this whole darn thing. Oh well, is what it is. We're going to start with that whole box, so it's going to be similar to that dimensions. The top might be a little bit bigger just because of the screen size I'm doing, but yeah, I don't know. Guess we'll just plop that down here and we'll just start carving this stuff up. Okay, so this is my plan for the setup. Screen is going to be flush with these. We'll have our speakers, so it's kind of like the same setup. It is, like I say, an old 32-inch, but I don't do anything with it, so it'll be totally fine just as this upper screen dealio. I'm cool with that. It's basically that, and then we'll have a smaller 14 with some bigger speakers, so I don't know. Hopefully it has more of a traditional look. The TV itself doesn't really matter. You could use a monitor, you could use anything. Like I say, this is like a little monitor thing. It's only 14-inch. I think the more modern cabinets have a 15-inch screen down there, but I feel this just looks good with the setup, some 5 1/4s down there. I don't know if I'll do any lighting in there. That doesn't bother me at all. We just want the overall look. So we kind of got a game plan. This thing's a little big in the back here. I do have to figure out how I'm going to mount that thing in there, but again, this is all going to be flush. Kind of like this. This isn't really, the monitor pokes out because I kind of sucked at trying to make that fit, but in this particular box, that monitor would actually fit in here. So we're going to go with these measurements that I have up here, which everything is on these plans anyways for the cutouts. So I'm going to go with the standard back box size as far as height and all that jazz, but leave some room inside because I do want to put some bells and things like I have in this one. I have like doorbell chimes and a couple bells. I did get a couple actual bells from the auction, which I couldn't find before, but I have them now. Which one is it though? Oh, did I lose it again? I think I did. I didn't take them out of the international, so they're still MIA. Anyways, we're gonna get started here. It takes us 3/4-inch. I don't know why I'm going so heavy for that. Well, there's a lot going on. Anyways, we're gonna take some of this, a very little of this, and we'll start chopping it up to start building this back box. think I messed up one of my measurements here, but hopefully this thing, mint. I didn't. That's good. Very good. This is kind of what I'm shooting for. See how tight that fits? Boy, that's like the best cut I've ever done. Just find stuff to stack on it. Not quite what I wanted. Much smaller. Anyways, we'll just see. I'll drop that down. All of that there. I do feel I've messed this one up. No. Perfect. Perfect. How do I want to do this? All right. Well, we got to build this portion of the box now. Easy peasy. I'm going to pull this part of this TV off, this little thing, just to see if I can somehow make my wood flush to it without showing it. A couple little screws. Well, that's turning out pretty good. I gotta do a little bit of sanding or something down here yet. TV doesn't quite fit into the shelf. I kind of set it up that I got rid of that bezel, and then it was kind of sit up to the edge of the TV. So I think that just is cool. And then I've seen a lot of the tables now, they kind of have a little bit of a tilt to that. So I did that. So next step is going to be, I want to do the same thing where you don't see any bezel or nothing. So I'm thinking, because this thing's a little bit bigger, but I'm just going to try to cut and see if I can router that out. I'm starting to starting to get a little better with this router thing. Router that out and get the monitor to fit in behind there. It's down here, and then we can cut for the speaker holes. And then I think for the most part this is in place, other than I have to still build a mount for the TV back here to hold into this thing. It sits pretty snug, which is good, but I'm gonna run a board across here to which I can screw to, and then later down the road, like, I'll probably mount my knocker in here and my bells and like a bunch of things. I got to do my doorbells and all that jazz, so maybe I'll do this up and down, because yeah, I don't know, I'll figure that out yet. I have a lot of stuff I want to still ram into this thing, but the space is coming to a premium there. Well, mind you, that's not quite straight yet, so the TV still got to go a little more up, but anyways, we'll I'll sand that out, get that thing sitting flush. Well, I'll get the monitor in there and everything else, and then we'll see how this all looks out. Man, for a guy who hates Bondo, this sawdust is probably just as bad. Golly, look at everything. It is everywhere. Check it out. It is starting to look the part. I feel it looks more legit than that one. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I don't know. So we got that one there. You can see just that slight little bit of angle is pretty nice. The speakers, little mixed. I kind of should have sunk them in, but I screwed up when I was cutting out this lower board for the glass. I had to get all the hookups, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I just kind of milled a little excessive. Anyways, no big deal. That's done. Here's our backboard. I did this just so I can get at cables to get at things. Should do a bigger hole, honestly. But overall, it's not too bad. I feel I have room for stuff in here yet, Not as much as I thought though. But I guess I can do the bells down here kind of thing. I have 2 bells, a few things. I got a bunch of door chimes, but I think that stuff might fit back here okay. I still have to build a back cabinet, like a back wall. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that yet. I'm not too concerned right now. I can make that up later. But yeah, it's actually looking the part, eh? Look at that. That's pretty cool. I like it. So like I say, eventually I'm going to figure out those lights for up there. I'll make some kind of a panel. That way I can kind of seal this screen up better. That's the problem with mine in this shop. Dust just happens, especially after all of this, and it gets into the machine. And like I say, this one's hard to clean, that screen. This one will be super easy. Pop this bar, slide glass out, wipe down screen. So that is pretty cool. But I think my goal now is to actually clean this mess up out of the shop. Luckily, I don't think I have too much more wood stuff to do. There'll be a little bit of cutting for the inside, just for places to hold things and stuff. But overall, I think I'm kind of, yeah, we probably got one more day of making a mess, but it might be a controlled mess going forward. Anyways, I think that's where we're going to leave this one for now. So, as always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.